let's stop right here and continue while we're recording.
All right, hang on. I'm getting it up right now. I was waiting for her. That's what she said.
Oh, speaking of which, thank you for reminding me. Because although I am on my phone, I still own my old phone.
No.
So I got a soundboard.
Damn it. I'm going to mute you, kick you, and then make you rejoin and promise not to.
Well, hopefully it doesn't take a whole lot of battery because this thing's only got 10%.
Oh, perfect.
I'm going to have to save it for the good ones.
All right.
Actually, I could just unplug my phone. It's got some battery. I'll just plug this bad boy in.
We got Lee in the chat already.
Bama?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, Bama.
We haven't kicked anything off yet. This is just we're just kind of hanging out.
All right.
Oh man. Bama said, "What up, Jarhead?"
Oh, sweet.
Brandon Maples asked, "How's it going, guys?" It's going. Another Sunday, another episode.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Oh, damn it. Well, what happened to the freaking intro, Tom?
I said we're just kind of chilling out. We're not actually in the episode yet, but we're live.
All right. Well, let's just get on with it.
What are you waiting for?
Well, you said let's just keep on talking and just go live. Okay, whatever.
All right, you know what? Just intro, and then we'll continue talking, okay?
I got you.
So I know it. All right.
I got you. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sharp Talk Podcast. I'm Tom, aka Tom Hosting Outdoors on YouTube and Instagram, and we're with the normal co-host today. We've got Alex with his rebranded The Knife Box channel. You can find it on YouTube and Instagram under the same name. We've got Gerald back. I know you weren't with us last month, Gerald, but you can find him on YouTube and Instagram as Outpost 76. And we got Dirk with us as well. You can find him on YouTube as Dirk Werning and on Instagram at DirkWerning_YouTube. So welcome back, guys, for episode number 42.
Nice.
Hello, everybody watching on YouTube right now.
Howdy, everyone.
What's everybody got in the pockets today?
Yes. I'll start today.
All right, go for it.
So I have a Rockstead Higo 2 in ZDP 189. And I really like this knife because it almost kind of like has a Sebenza-ish feel to it, like a washer kind of high-end knife. Even though it's like in a different price range, it's like, you know, it's one of those. It's not really meant to like flick hard or anything like that, but just a really nice pocket knife. And then the best part is it's got a pocket clip, and they usually don't. I kind of like that. I actually see on the blade too, there's like a little poke where they actually check the Rockwell hardness right there on the bottom. So it's actually been Rockwell tested by Rockstead from the factory, which is kind of cool. Not a bad piece for a $1,500 production knife.
That's what I've always had my eye on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, but I have no regrets owning this thing. I've had it for about a year, and I love it. I carry it, and I actually use it all the time. I don't care about the price. It's like such a sharp knife with that. You do that, you know, convex edge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really like effortless when you cut any kind of plastic bag or anything. There's no marks on it or anything like that.
I remember when those
That's what I got.
When those came out and those were available with the bronze. They also had one with the blue.
Yep.
I really wanted one of the ones with the blue. That's such a good looking knife.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and it's very functional. It's kind of thick for some people, but I don't mind. I think it's really comfortable. So, you know, that's what I got.
Who next?
I'll go. I got the Direware
Ooh, cool.
Oh yeah.
Solo version 5 with carbon fiber.
Very cool.
Nice. I know they always use cool blade steel, What blade steel is that one?
I think this one is S90.
Nice.
That's what I would have guessed.
Oh, well, maybe not.
It's either
M390.
Oh, okay.
M390 on this one. I had to look.
Yeah, because I know they use a lot of S90 and they use a lot of S110.
Yes.
So that's cool. That's a nice knife.
What you got, Gerald?
I have the used to be Tom's 4V Mannix.
That's a cool knife.
So I could keep mine nice and brand new in the box in case I mess this one up.
There you go.
Nice.
I kind of miss that one sometimes.
What do those go for now? I know they're pretty sought after.
I have no idea.
Me neither.
But Tom, if you want to use it anytime, let me know. I'll send it to you.
I got my 4V Shark that I get my 4V kicks on now. If I want to play a 4V, that's what I do.
That's kind of totally different than this.
Is it?
Similar but different.
I used that one a little bit before I sent it to you. I had that for a month or so, and before I decided to get rid of it.
That's hilarious. I used it a little bit
I mean,
before I sent it to you.
a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't used hard.
Come on. I also got his Rex 45 G10. He didn't even use that enough to doll it.
No,
On
that
the
was
factory.
that was still on Factory Edge. Although I did use that one quite a bit. That Factory Edge held up really well.
Well, all the Rex has done really well on the Factory Edge.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm considering grabbing
That
a
is
native
tested.
chief in Rex right now.
Yeah, that would actually be a pretty decent one to have.
But I don't know how big it's gonna look in my hands.
Big. It looks big in my hands. It's a big knife.
They say it's
That's
big, but it
correct.
doesn't carry big.
That's a Dirk-sized spider coat.
It doesn't
Yeah, I don't
carry
have that
big.
problem.
It is like a military without the hook on the end of the handle. So,
I think I'd like that. I liked the
Mhm.
military.
Yeah, the
the
military is
it also
too,
doesn't
man.
have the
Mhm.
blade hump. It carries much better. It's a great user. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm definitely considering grabbing one. I see that they still have at least one available on National Knives. And it's $3 more than a standard one, so like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what
What-
I've been
what do you
carrying is the reground Mini Adamas. I know it's hard to see with the background.
Yeah, you and your fruity background.
I mean, I can get rid of it, but I kind of like it.
So we can see your video game chair.
Yeah, here, let me-
sometimes the background is better than what the real background is.
Here.
Dude, come on,
There
my
you go.
background today. My background today is my wife's background for teaching online.
Okay.
Me and Gerald are in the same room right now.
I'm gonna see both of your guys' hands, so we know they're not under the table doing mischievous things. Why is only one?
Both
Okay.
Hey, speaking of that, so can I see that knife now that I can see it?
Yeah.
So who reground that?
That was Micah Sontag of MS Custom Knives.
What do you think?
I love it. It makes it so much nicer to cut with. And I haven't resharpened it yet because I've been stuck on the Spy 27 carry that just wrapped up. So I haven't
How's
really...
that stuff?
Good, I like it. I don't want to ruin anything for the video that's coming out here soon, but solid
No, but
stuff.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it.
If Tom likes it, that means it's actually like really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty big fan of what he did with this. I mean, everything's super clean. He left the... You can see he left the coating on the
Yeah.
flats and then on the spine too.
That's nice.
So it's just got kind of a cool two-tone look to it. Probably my favorite knife purchase I've made in the past year or so.
Nice.
That's actually my least favorite knife purchase I made all year.
Well, we have different tastes, I guess. Maybe if you got it reground, you'd like it more.
Maybe.
Probably not.
No, maybe that might be part of it. The blade, it's a little thick.
Yeah, that's why I used it for a little bit, sharpened it once, and then realized it was way too thick, and I'm like, I gotta get this thing fixed.
And then
And you
I
know
don't-
what's funny? My
I don't
full
like this-
size one is thinner than yours was by a lot.
It makes no sense.
Mm.
and my I don't like the stainless steel handles, like the liners.
Why not?
I think at that price it should be titanium.
I keep forgetting that you guys paid regular price.
Yeah, everybody. Tom pays $25 for every bench knife he buys.
Well, I can tell you I didn't pay full price for this. I wouldn't have got paid all that money to get it reground if I paid full price. That'd put it in Sabenza territory.
I'm just gonna say, we can't tell you what the price is, but I can tell you it's priced similar to a Civivi. So put it that way. Anyways, moving right along. I don't even know if I was supposed to say that.
That's all right. I mean, it's a pretty commonly known thing for anybody who works at a dealer.
Right, and you deserve it. You that's what you do. You know, you work at a place. Right. There's perks with it.
Absolutely.
So. I didn't buy one.
He's a bastard, though. He doesn't share his discount with anybody.
Not allowed. And plus, I use it.
Everybody in the podcast knows you're cheap about it.
Listen,
we've talked about it for years.
I can only get one every so often. It's not like I can use it repeatedly.
Oh, he can use it repeatedly, like he uses his hand.
The tiny hands.
Yes.
Repeatedly.
Oh my god.
And we're going off the rails already, and we're 5 minutes in.
I think it's going to be more exciting this way. So, anyways, let's talk about Blade. I don't think any of us went.
Well, Alex, before we talk about Blade, I'm going to cut you off for 1 second. I want to say that we do have an official sponsor of the Sharp Talk podcast now.
Woohoo!
So, I don't know if you guys forgot that. I know it's been a minute since all that happened.
Well, you never said anything. You just said, hey, there's some guy, you know.
Hey, before you were 10 minutes late, we talked about it.
Yeah, we did talk about it before you were late.
You know what? I had to improvise, adapt, and overcome to be here today.
And here you are.
You should be happy that I'm here.
We are so honored that you graced us with your presence, Alex. It's all good.
Not to mention that I probably have a little bit better lighting than usual.
You actually do have better lighting. I think your lighting is actually looking better than mine. I don't know what's up with mine today. I don't know. Yours looks good today. I'm impressed.
All right, so I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about sponsors.
So back to the subject at hand. We are now partnered with Urban EDC Supply, and if you guys aren't familiar with them, I think they're kind of, I don't want to say a smaller company per se, but obviously not quite as big as Blade HQ, DLT, GP Knives, but they do have all sorts of cool stuff. They do a lot of exclusives, and I wouldn't say they're quite as focused on like strictly knives as those other places, but on EDC gear as a whole. So I know Alex, you've bought from them, right?
Oh, many times. I'll have my own spiel about them when you're done.
Okay, that's really all I had to say. I was gonna pull up. All right, I hope that 10% on your phone goes quick.
Exactly. Damn, he plugged it in.
So I was gonna pull up the website. If you want to go ahead and, what's your experience with them?
So my experience with them, I think it's kind of a neat store. I can't remember exactly how I discovered them, but what I do know, I know they're up in Frisco area. And what I like about their store, they have their own little, like exclusives that they've done with a lot of the overseas manufacturers. I know they've done some of those small little mini front flippers and stuff with some of the designers and such, where they do their own exclusives. They did the F5 and Damasteel, right? Recently as their exclusive, which was pretty damn cool. And so what I like also is that they have pens, they have wallets, they have coins, they have pretty much anything you're into you can find there. They even have those cool Japanese Douglas lighters that kind of resemble the old World War II ones with a wick on it. They have all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're kind of like a man that geeks out on trinkets, that is a really cool store to subscribe to. And you can't just go and check them out one day and be oh yeah, that's okay. They have a little variety of stuff. The The right way with them is you gotta subscribe to them and be on the mailer because they're dropping like stuff all the time and it goes quick. It's kind of like a lot of small batch stuff. So if you're not on the mailer, you only catch like one or cool things every once in a while. But if you're on their mailer, like I've been for the past like I think year and a half, like they give you coupons and all kinds of stuff. I've gotten like good deals on all kinds of random things.
So I'm gonna pull up the website right now. But if you guys want to help support them as well as the show, there's gonna be a link in the description of this right now. It's gonna be in the description after the fact as well. I'm gonna go back through and add it to all previous episodes on obviously all the listening platforms as well as on YouTube as well. So you guys can go ahead and visit through the link. It helps us out. It helps them out. Just kind of good for everybody involved. So let me figure out how to share a screen here. So I was taking a look at their stuff before we hopped on here. I just wanted to kind of see what they had in stock, but
like stuff you could really like geek out on, you know?
Yeah.
And they have some cool knives. They also do like or what do you call that when you like sell like used knives?
Consignment.
You know? Like a consignment. There you go. So they do that. That's one of their little that's their newest exclusive that came out a little bit ago. That little half delta. It's kind of cool. I actually really want to check out one of these little Tonto things.
Yeah, they're kind of neat.
They are. You know, the price $200 for like a little trinket is, it's you know, I think you're just getting what you're paying for. Like it's not like a crazy deal, but it is a pretty good value because it's like a lion steel type made. Something definitely Italian made for sure.
Yeah, it was LMAX.
It's gonna be good stuff.
Too.
Yeah, right. Fox maybe or something like that.
Yeah, I just thought
that clip's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
dude. Look, no, on this. Go from the side profile where you can see the clip. Look at that. Look all that space. That's cool.
Shit, you can wear that with corduroys.
Right. I mean, I like that. I dig it. You know, like with the thumb stud, that's probably kind of like a cool little.
Yeah, it's neat. But yeah, they got all sorts of cool stuff. Like Alex was saying, their stuff's always changing on here.
Yeah.
Every time I'm on, there's something different. I check them out from time to time.
Yeah, so they were the ones that did the collaboration with Efros on the ice. They did that one's that's a couple of years back that they did that. That was really cool. And then there's also the F5 by Vox, the Vox design.
Yeah, I don't think they have that right now, but that F5.5 I think.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that actually looks like a really good knife too, because it's a pretty like sterile design, but it's a chunker, man, with like a tall flat grind.
Yeah, I mean they have all sorts of cool stuff. I just thought it was kind of a cool opportunity that they approached us and somebody actually wanted to sponsor the show after hearing all of our episodes, which is kind of unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to check them out and help them out, help us out, that'd be greatly appreciated. If they got something that you guys are after.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is like Tom's like, "Oh, hey guys, guess who approached me about the podcast?" And I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like, "Oh yeah, you know, I guess I'm the only one that shopped there before." So
I've looked at their stuff. I've never bought anything from them before.
There, as a customer there for the last few years, just every so often I buy something random. They've been really good. The shipping, everything's fast, and so yeah, good place to do business.
Awesome.
And thank you for the sponsor, fellas.
Awesome. So what were we gonna get into before I interrupted you, Alex?
Blade.
Well, none of us went to Blade, right?
None of us went to Blade. No. But I am going to Blade, though. I'm going to Blade West.
I am planning to go to Blade West as well. Which is the beginning of October down in Long Beach?
Long Beach. Yeah, man. It's like 15, 20 minutes south of me.
It's about 8 hours south of me.
Yeah. So I will be there, but you know, it was one of those things. I gotta say, I didn't go, right, and I don't go every year, so I can compare it to all like the videos and stuff, which I watched a little bit less than usual, but usually I like to watch Knife Center, you know, when they're showing like the new stuff for 2021 and what's coming out and whatnot. And I can't say I saw a whole lot of very like refreshing product, but there was a few things that were interesting. And I gotta say, it's a lot bigger turnout than I expected it to be, considering COVID-19, right? So that's the reason why I didn't go this year, because for me, it's something I have to plan like way in advance. And I just decided at the time where it was time to plan for it, I just decided it was probably not going to be a good idea, just in case. So I'll go next year to the Atlanta one, for sure. But yeah, this year it's going to be Blade Show West.
So I forgot how much fun it looked like until I saw pictures of everybody, and I was like, you know what, that looks like a lot of fun. Like all the people that we know, like that'd be a lot of fun to hang out with everybody.
I know, and then I got a bunch of people like, you know, sending me messages on Instagram. They're like, "Are you here, man? Are you here?" I'm like, "No." Dude, I'm in the pit. Where are you at? I'm like, "No."
Still in Cali.
I had similar things happening too, but I had pretty much told everybody I wasn't going to go. So maybe next year, maybe not. I don't know. That's a lot of people. So maybe not. The smaller shows, I think I enjoy better. So I always go to the California Custom Show. But it's like, 3 weeks after Blade West? So I don't know if I'm going to make it down for both. I plan to go to Blade West. I don't know if I'll come back down another couple of weeks later for California Custom. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Yeah.
But maybe next year I go to Blade in Atlanta. We'll see.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it once at least, you know, just go and...
I agree with that.
Because you know what? It was like when I saw Bob going down there and hanging out with people, I was like, oh man, I wish I could go hang out with Bob too, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's your friends are there and you see them all hanging out, and it's almost like at the point where like now people are finally starting to be normal again, which is kind of nice to see.
Right.
So yeah, that was my experience with the whole like Blade thing. So if anybody expected us to talk about Blade, that's all I got.
What products that came out at Blade were you kind of impressed by?
You know, like a couple of the custom makers brought some really like nice stuff, but I guess that doesn't really count so much because that's just stuff they brought to Blade to sell on the table.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, you know, like when they do like SHOT Show and you see all the manufacturers. I didn't watch much of the manufacturer stuff. I did see like Sal shows his new Spyderco stuff, but looked kind of similar to everything else.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed by any of the new Spyderco stuff. It kind of bored me.
Yeah. What did you see, Tom?
I liked the Koenig mini areas. That looked really, really good.
I did see that. Yeah.
You know,
I'm not a fan of that milling pattern that they had on it. I think a plain small one would have been nice.
You know, with my hand size, that mini one would be a little bit better for me.
Well, it would be ribbed for your pleasure. So,
exactly.
You know, I understand, but I would have preferred a smooth one that slides in my hand real nice and easily.
No lube needed. All right. Supposedly there was a lot of cool stuff at the Spyderco booth that they couldn't talk about, or no pictures could be taken of it because they're protos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
That's at like every show, but supposedly there was like a compression lock military.
Compression lock military.
I'm not interested in that one bit, but I mean I know a lot of people have been asking for it.
That is cool though. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just
I know Gerald to me like it's a waste of time, which it is, but I still think it's cool.
Dude, that would totally wreck that knife. The military is a solid knife, exactly how it is. They make right the first time. They don't need to mess it up with a compression lock.
Agreed.
But I don't think it'll mess up. I think they would be really easy to make that. Actually, I kind of think that's a lazy effort.
If they come out with that, I want them to keep the liner lock version, so you have both, for what people want.
I agree.
Now, look, I guess if they do come out with the compression lock military, that'll be good for, the picture takers and the light users and the,
Exactly.
You know what? I like taking pictures and using lights.
And the fidget people.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that, Gerald? What's wrong with taking pictures?
Look, Alex, even if you don't post it on your channel, I want you to make a video of you using the shit out of one of your knives. And at least make it private and send us a link so we can see it.
Make it private? But why would I want to beat up a knife for no reason? Like, what do I need to,
That's
like,
half the
I don't
fun.
have anything I need to
that's the fun about it.
I mean, you saw my
Come on,
advanced knife, bro.
I can't wait to use this thing. Are you kidding?
I know.
It's all pretty now, but
I live in the city, so if I go out front and start whacking shit, my neighbor is gonna call the cops. So there's a difference there. When I go out once in a while, I go hiking and camping and stuff. I use my knife. I'll cut some.
Oh, that's right. You and Brokeback Jake, who isn't here.
That freaking all my fixed blades have a bunch of marks all over them. But my folders, they're pretty.
I need you to take that
folders seriously, anyways.
I'm gonna need you to take that Higo next time you go camping.
For what? I have fixed blades.
Some
Why
light
would
batoning.
I do that?
Some light batoning.
For what? For what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? See, this is why people like get the whole wrong idea about pocket knives and what they're meant for sometimes. This was not meant to baton. Just use it for what it's used for, and it'll stay nice. It probably won't even scratch if you keep it nice and cut your mail, cut your bags, cut your box, whatever you want. If I have a piece of wood, I'll put this back in the closet, and then I'll go grab one of my fixed blades, and there you go. Right tool for the right job.
Oh, I agree on that 100%. I'll give you that.
And I like taking pictures of them.
I still want to see it, though.
And I like putting lights around them, too, while they twirl.
Yeah, you got me beat on that. It looks like you're filming in Warner Brothers production studio out there.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think I got bored of just like reviewing knives. I kind of want to make like the little production and editing as part of the hobby of like making the channel.
Did you buy a fog machine for that too?
I did. So what's funny about that is John from Through My Lens channel. He's like, man, that's crazy. He's like, those apps you're using for the smoke. I'm like, that's not an app. That's legitly like smoke, So yes, I bought a smoke machine.
I figured
it's not like it's specifically like it's not exactly a smoke machine like you get in a nightclub. Like it's a specific thing that has like heavy smoke that drops down and lingers versus dissipates in the air. So there's science behind it, Tom. You wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't. I just cut things,
Yeah, Alex is getting pretty fancy with his editing.
I just cut things, speed it up, and talk about it.
Dude, come on! I think he's telling you you're a Cro-Magnon, Tom.
Well, so you guys say I'm fancy and all, but I don't think I'm that fancy. I mean, it just takes more time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this way I don't have to talk about specs. I just put them there and you just read them. You can get a little video to entertain you while you look at specs.
It's your version of the Little Blue Lines.
Exactly. I never thought of it that way, but that is exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and come on now, after all those Little Blue Lines, I can't believe that Knife Bro just has one stupid line now with all the specs. Come on.
I know, dude. That is great, man.
I haven't seen
I laughed
that.
so hard. I laughed so hard when I saw that. I was like, yes.
I have not seen that.
He always finds a way to screw with people, and that was just one of those ways.
Yep, just one big blue line.
Yep.
All the specs and the knife.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome, man, dude. That was so funny. So, yeah, he makes great videos. He was part of the inspiration of wanting to make something more than a tabletop, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I really love the script and the jokes and for me the reason why I started doing like a chunk of my like review and script is because I don't have the ability to say everything that's on my mind on the fly like some people do. So if I write it down in a script, it's more like I get time to think of exactly what I want to say and make sure it sounds correctly and it's exactly what I mean and so on and so forth.
Right.
So for me that works. Some people can just, go at it, but I'm not one of those people,
I am with you there. I fumble over my words too much if I don't write some stuff out.
Right. At least some bullet points,
Yeah.
So
I just ramble.
I do too. I don't write anything down.
I write down, like I did a video this morning that came out and it kind of showed the process. Like I write down all the measurements and like some of that stuff that I'm going to talk about. And then I will sometimes put down some like bullet points, some weird things that I want to say that I don't want to forget to say. Right. And that's kind of off to the side. And I'm kind of glancing at it as I'm talking over here. And then inevitably I hit stop. I say, thanks everybody. I hit stop and I go to like clean up my stuff. And I'm like, damn it, I forgot to say this and that and the other thing. I got like 5 notes and I said 3 of the 5 or 4 of the 5. And I'm like, screw it. I'm not starting over. I'm not going to add a little piece on the end. it is what it is.
Well, so,
that's it.
I used to do it that way and I used to have those problems. So you know what I used to do for that? I used to just put little subnotes inside the title of the video. That's it.
Yeah.
That fixes that real quick, It's like, whoops, I forgot to say it, but here it is.
Yeah, and I've done that. I've added text to the video once or twice because it took me forever to figure out how to do that. And so I've done that a couple times where I kind of made like a totally wrong statement or whatever. I put like a little asterisk on the screen with the correct thing. Right. But half the time I just say, screw it. They'll understand.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll figure it out, and I'll put it down in the description or something, right?
They'll be like, Dirk, I bought this knife because you said it was so freaking awesome, but you left out it had a steel lock bar insert. It's not a titanium.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, sue me.
So, yeah. People never cease to surprise me.
Exactly. So
on a positive note, another part of today's show that I thought we would also talk about is, since we're all, YouTubers and such, and thought it'd be nice for once that we stop talking about ourselves. We kind of mention like some of the people and shout them out, the ones that have helped us along and have been there for us in the past or have helped their channel. Other channels, friends that send stuff for content, whoever your family members or whatever that may be. So I thought we'd kind of go around the table and just list a few people. I'm sure we're gonna forget a few, but I thought that'd be something we could do too.
That's tough. There's too many.
Yeah, like look, I've been thinking about this. I'm gonna have to do a video about it because if I talked about everybody here, I'd use up everybody else's time.
Well, we're not going to remember everybody.
I think you guys know a ton of people send me stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And as me too, right? So, I mean, I get a lot of viewers that send stuff in and whatnot. And I'll just start, I mean, there's a couple of people like Wild About Sporting Goods is a retailer that supports me. And I've known Gil for probably 4 years now. Personally, we met at a knife event and just kind of became friends long before I ever had the channel. And we just became friends. And then I started the channel and I kind of reached out to him after I quickly realized my collection wasn't as big as I might have thought it was, because I'm going to run out of things to talk about here once I go through all my knives. So I reached out to him and said, hey, would you mind sending a couple things? And he sent over a huge box. And now he just sends stuff routinely and set up a promo code and everything so people can get 10% off and all that. And he's been just a really big help. I don't even really need to ask him to send stuff anymore. He just sends stuff like regularly. So it's really awesome. And then there's another guy, Gary, who's just a viewer, but he orders almost every knife he orders, he has shipped here first. So I get brand new knives from, I don't know, all kinds of places, DLT and Knife Center and Knifejoy and all of the standard retailers that come here first, and I can check them out, and then I'll send him pictures of them, and then he'll watch the videos and all of that. And then I send it, and he goes, oh, don't send them to me yet, because I got 3 more coming to you. And like the last time I sent him a box, there was like 15 knives. He said it was like Christmas that he had ordered over months, a couple of months. And I shipped them to him, and he goes, I didn't even know what to play with first, And some of them I had forgotten about because I just put them back in the box, and then I ship them. So, yeah, those 2 guys have been a big help. And then there's just random viewers that just reach out and send stuff. And every once in a while, I'll ask people, hey, I'm getting low. Who wants to send some stuff in? But and then, Alex, you send me a ton of stuff, too. So that's always great.
And I'm in the group, so I don't count.
No, but it's, you and Gil and Gary are like the 3 big people that help my channel out. So thank you to all of that.
I think that's pretty cool. All those are very good names to bring up. I've heard you bring them up on your channel many times before, so I kind of feel like I know who they are, which is cool. Yeah. You send me a whole bunch of stuff. Gerald and I have done things with like knife mods, and
then Gerald thinks he sends them back, but he doesn't actually send them back. And yeah.
And then I got Tom receiving a knife from Africa on the black market in July.
I forgot about that.
Like, I have like friends all over the place that just kind of interact with all the time, knife makers, knife modders, and I can say that I kind of rely on everybody a little bit all the time. I'm always sending something out to get fixed up or get modified, and you kind of like get connected with them, and for those of you who know Sean Campbell, that's a name that's kind of popular. That's somebody who's been helping me out a lot lately, that I definitely want to mention. You can find him on Instagram under I think it's like the real. Look at the picture of my ZT0470, and I have his Instagram post or page or handle right there, and that's the best place to find it. It starts with an R.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't remember what
was
his
it.
is either.
Recalcitrant American, I think.
Yeah, Recalcitrant American.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He recently did some stuff for me that Alex helped me with. I sent some stuff to Alex. Alex drove it over to Sean. Sean called me later that day, said, oh, it's going to take me a little while. Is Wednesday quick enough for you? And this was like on a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, dude, a week from Wednesday is fine. Like 2 weeks from Wednesday is fine. He goes, no, I'm a little backed up, but I can get it out. I can get it shipped to you on Wednesday. I'm like, okay, I think 3 days isn't really backed up, but hey, thanks. And yeah, sure enough, he called me and sent me pictures on Wednesday and said, here's what I did. You like it? And I'm like, perfect, ship them up.
That's how this regrind was. Micah is very close to me. Like, he's like 45 minutes from where I'm at. And
okay.
Honestly, I probably should have just drove it to him. It probably would have been quicker.
Right.
But I sent it to him. The day he got it, he reground it and sent it back that same day. I think I just hit him at a really good time because he's a pretty busy dude.
Yep.
But I just thought it was funny. I mean, I sent it out on Tuesday and I had it back Saturday. And most of that time is mail time.
Wow.
That's awesome. I had an experience like that with Ferrum Forge one time. I had bought a knife on the secondary market, and I'll admit it, I dropped it and snapped the tip off on my tile floor in the kitchen or in the front room. And so I sent a message, and said, hey, what would it cost to get a new blade, And their girl or whatever called me that Monday morning and said, hey, they said they'd do it for $100. I'm like, sweet.
Wow, that's actually pretty cheap.
And so I shipped it down, and they're in Southern California, so it got there the next day, and they literally replaced the blade, did everything that same day, and shipped it that afternoon, and it got to me like the next day, and they didn't end up charging me.
Oh, wow.
Because I got it back in the mail, and I'm like, I called the girl because they had, had the phone number and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I got it back. That's great. But you guys never asked me for my credit card or PayPal, nothing. She goes, nah, they saw it. They decided to it's free. Don't even worry about it.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
And I didn't even buy it from them. I had just bought it from a guy on Facebook or Instagram or, something like that, whatever. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was like 5 years ago now, something like that.
Yeah, I always wondered, why some guys can reblade and some guys can't, I was wondering what that relies on, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. Willingness?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Cause,
I think that's a lot of it.
Yeah, because a lot of times a lot of makers will say, oh, it's impossible to make another blade and such, and I'm like, well, don't say that because it's not the truth. Just tell me, nah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
So I could go to somebody who does reblades and have make another blade for it. It's not...
Right. You're better off at that point.
It's not impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it just too intense? Is it just they just don't want to deal with it? I don't know.
Can't fit it into the production schedule.
That's probably more of it.
Too.
What's that,
All
Joe?
I say is
If it's
there's only one way you can get them to do it, is you have to say.
God damn it, Alex.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different reasons. A big thing is if it's anything with bearings, like Roman said, until he actually gets it and measures it, he might not have what he needs to cut the pockets for the bearings in the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And in that case, you got to be willing to, buy the bit so he can mill it out. That might be 60, 70, $80 right there.
Worth it.
Right.
Oh yeah, look, I absolutely think it would be worth it too, but how many people do you think would be like, yeah, no, not only am I not paying, $250, $300 for a reblade, then another, $70 on top of that for a bit that
I might.
Not everybody's going to do that.
No.
I might.
Yeah, I totally get it, but there are some that, yeah, they wouldn't be terribly difficult to
Well,
actually
all I'm
do,
saying
and I think some
is
people
it wouldn't
just
be
don't want to
bad
do
to.
it.
Yeah, I would say it wouldn't be, if it's something that's doable, it wouldn't be bad to offer it. But I understand people who don't want to do it. Some people have told me that a lot of CNC knives and things like that are the ones that you absolutely cannot do it, right? But I've seen Bill Koenig reblade multiple knives.
Yes. I mean...
That's about as tight as tolerance as CNC knives get. I mean, I know they can get even tighter, but he's up there, right? He's one of the top dogs with that.
Right.
So if the knife like that can be rebladed, then
it's just that they just don't want to get into that. And I think it's different if you have a problem with your knife and you've broken it. That's one thing. But if you're calling up just because you want it ground a little different, or you are kicking yourself because you ordered the drop point when you really wanted the Tonto, and now you want them to just switch it because you just want
I'm
them
more
to?
thinking about like a snap blade. That's more what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You use your knife.
Right.
Maybe like an idiot, maybe not, and you snap the tip off.
Right.
And then
Then they should just do that, or charge you depending on what the situation is. I'm good with that. But yeah, they just that's the world we live in, man. They can do what they want to do.
You probably also don't make as much money off of warranty work as what you would be spending that time actually producing a full knife.
Yes.
Oh, there's a few times where I've asked for a reblade, and they offered to make me a new knife instead.
Because they can just get one off of the production, run, and just tweak that to be more like what it was that you wanted.
Or are you talking more like customs, Alex?
Well, I was more talking customs.
Yeah.
Well, then it's just, because they've got some parts and pieces already, and it's maybe just easier for them to just build a new one than to try to fit a new blade in and make it work right.
Correct.
I get it.
Well, and look, Alex knows exactly what I'm talking about. In the car world, I have seen tons of one-off stuff that if you want to build it, if someone wants to actually build it for you, you can get anything rebladed.
This is true. This is true. Speaking of reblades, what's up with transparent knives?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in like 2 months. I don't know. He said he was going to work on bug out reblades next, and that was the last time we talked.
Check up on good old Brian. All right. Well, some of the other things we can talk about. Anybody want to recommend some peeps that have been really helpful to you guys, or anybody you want to mention before we move on to the last topic?
Well, one's in the chat right now, literally typing out one letter by one letter, suck my balls.
There he is. There he is. Yes, we definitely want to give Super Steel Steve a big kiss and a shout out.
I mean, him and Gerald were probably the two that I talked to the most early on. That kind of helped me out with all the edge retention stuff, and obviously, I kind of knew what I was doing sharpening, but it's nice to have somebody to talk to, that experiences the same stuff to make sure that you're not insane.
Right.
But I'd say those guys, BJ, you guys know BJ.
Yep. Yeah, was it Hilltop Knife and Gear?
Hilltop Knives and Gear. Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
Now that his channel's exploded.
Yeah, his channel is doing good.
Let's see.
Even my boss is like, "Hey man, do you know who BJ Hill is?" I'm like, yeah, I know who BJ is.
As far as who's sent me stuff, AMW I think Aaron has sent me stuff. I know he sent Gerald stuff in the past. He sent me a box of 8 knives before. That was awesome, including two Shiros, CKF, all sorts of stuff that he told me. Use, sharpen, test. I don't care what you do with them. Just send them back eventually. Yeah. So that was probably
that's cool.
That was probably the coolest one I've had.
I remember that.
Vextos, he's on Instagram. He might be watching right now. He sent me a Spectre to test. That was cool.
I remember that.
So I've gotten some cool stuff from time to time from viewers and stuff. Murky Ocean is the one who sent me the Spy 27 native. So it's kind of cool having the people out there that are willing to send you stuff that you're gonna use and sharpen, and literally use up a small portion of the lifespan of their knife, for research.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's neat.
But they do get their knife sharper than they gave it to you, anyways.
Oh, absolutely.
They get it nicer, in better condition, or a better tool.
I don't know about better condition, but it's definitely sharpened.
Right.
They might have some extra scratches added onto it. That's just part of the game.
Right.
I say that's my group of people that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I agree with the Super Steel Steve. You know, it was so has been a part of the group, and then also of course there's Bama Knife Guy, and there's freaking oh dude, there's so many channels out there. There's Sean from what's Sean's channel? Gear Towards Gear.
Yeah.
There's Grateful Panic. I've been kind of like peeking around his channel a little bit lately. That guy's kind of entertaining. I mean, so many, and you know, Dirk has sent me tons of stuff too. And yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of stuff.
And
Most
Clint,
of my,
we can't forget Clint, Alchemy One.
of course. Oh, dude, I haven't talked to him
all
in a
that
while.
Casper nonsense.
Yeah, Alchemy One's really cool. He's got a great channel too. You know,
Roman
AKB,
for all the test blades.
Roman, Brian from Transparent Knives. I mean, dang, dude, you know, on some of my experiences, Razor's Edge, Josh, that guy's really good. Highly recommend him if you can get in with him. He's very busy. Oh, God, there's so many. You guys all know who you are out there. But that's kind of what we all want to say in this episode is we haven't forgotten about all you, and let's also not forget to mention Paul. Because Paul is like our longest time watcher follower too, right?
If he's not the longest, he's definitely the most consistent.
The most active.
Yeah, the most active for sure.
Yeah, so big shout out to Paul. And
although he freaked the fuck out of me the other day. I couldn't find him, and I realized he changed his name on Instagram. Yeah.
What is it?
Polymorph.
Polymorph.
Well,
what was it before?
Just Paul.
It was Paul, right?
Yeah, he said Polymorph says never heard of him.
There he is.
He's been in here. He's changed his name the other day. I was like, what the fuck? Where is he? And then I figured it out.
See, he thought it was a good idea what I did. He's like, I'm gonna do what Alex did. I'm gonna change my name and get a new facade, and you know.
Maybe I gotta do the same now.
Man. Yeah, you guys should all do that.
I'll be Tiny Hands Outdoors.
Wow, that's catchy, man.
I can still leave it. I can still leave it as THO. Like it still works. I don't gotta do any rebranding.
Yes.
True.
I like it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got. I mean, I figure we have time maybe to wrap it up with one final 20-minute topic, and then we're good.
Yeah.
What do you got?
What I should say though before we finish this is not to leave out all the people that actually end up sending us messages. I know you guys probably get them a lot. I get them from time to time of people that send you DMs on Instagram just asking questions, that kind of stuff. I think that kind of stuff's cool. Every time I see a message from somebody that maybe I've never talked to before, it's kind of cool to talk to people, answer questions if you can, make more connections.
Yeah.
It never hurts to have more connections.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's true. That's true.
It's good to get those comments and questions, and even the comments on our videos and stuff like that is super helpful.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people will ask a question, whether it's a DM or an Instagram comment or a YouTube comment, and it makes me think like, oh, well, that's actually a good question that I maybe should have talked about that I never even thought of. And so then I can either do a follow-up video, or it just brings to mind something that I should talk about with the next knife, or the next watch if I do a watch video, or whatever, right? So, and I've gotten a lot of ideas where people have said, hey, what about doing a video like this? And then I kind of look at that and I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's great to have the different comments and questions and stuff like that, just because it makes us we only know what we know,
right?
And if we don't get those comments and questions, we're just going to do the same thing over and over and over and over. Right. So I appreciate all of those comments and questions.
Absolutely.
All right. So what we got for the last 15, 20 minutes or so?
I don't know. We can just BS. You guys want to talk about something non-knife related?
You got a topic? Thought you had something.
Yes.
Oh boy, he's got that look on his face.
So I've been watching those stupid UFO documentaries late at night.
Hold on, let me find my tinfoil. I got my tinfoil hat over there on the shelf, I think. Hold on.
What do you need the tinfoil for, man? They don't need that. You know, that doesn't work.
Oh boy, we want to go conspiracy theorists? Is that what you're thinking of?
I don't know. It could be entertaining. I
You know-
don't know. Whatever you guys want to talk about. We could talk about I'm not going to say that word today.
A UFO is a real thing because
Culinary arts.
an unidentified object, right?
Yes.
So, yes, it's an unidentified object. Until we know what it is a UFO. Is it from space? Is it, aliens from another planet or dimension or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, it is an unidentified thing.
I'm sure the government does, though.
Well, no, that's what I find interesting is the government is now coming out and kind of acknowledging it, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, right? We're in these times now where aliens are real.
No, not necessarily. They said they said UFOs exist. Unidentified flying objects exist.
Because we just don't know what they are yet. That doesn't mean they're aliens. It means they don't know what they are.
But they do say that seem to be otherworldly. So
I don't know. We could go really conspiracy thing and say, what are they trying to distract us from?
Make of that what you want.
So I know exactly what it is. You see, President Eisenhower back in the 50s made a deal with the UFOs at Edwards Air Force Base. And he shook hands with an alien and he said, all right, you guys need our DNA. Because you guys need to, your reproduction's not so good. So you're, searching out DNA around the planet. So I'll make a deal. We want technology and you can abduct a few people. Deal. They shook hands, and then they have now this agreement. That's what they're trying to hide.
I think we've gone too far.
I believe so. And the comments of each individual participant here do not necessarily reflect the overall podcast. What is that disclaimer?
Especially our first sponsored podcast. Here we go.
Right.
But think about it this way. Here's where this all ties up to knives.
Oh, okay. There's a point here.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if we can recover a UFO, then imagine the kind of edge retention we could get out of a knife.
From the material of the
that is
craft?
recovered from the spacecraft, correct.
I like the way you think.
Yes. It's all about the knives.
It is. You know what I just grabbed that I'm really excited for?
Which one?
A Spyderco mule. I've never bought a mule before.
Okay.
I got one in Z-Max.
That's that fixed blade with no handles, right?
Correct.
Basically, just a fixed blade blank.
Yes, I got one in Z-Max, and they brought back the Mule Team program because they discontinued it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They brought it back, and every knife, as far as I understand, is going to be $50.
Wow.
$50 flat. So I got a Z-Max mule for $50.
Wow.
And do those come sharpened, or do they come not sharp? I don't know.
They're sharpened, I believe.
Are they? Okay.
It's not going to hurt my feelings if it's not, but...
I wasn't sure on that. I mean, I know I have a buddy, a Facebook friend or whatever, Jeremy, that he's been buying a lot of those and making handles for them and then turn around selling them and stuff. And, I mean, it looks kind of cool. I don't know if I'm that handy.
I'm kind of fascinated for $50.
The buying experience was not fantastic, though. Their website could not handle that traffic. It crashed 3 separate times. And the pages loading were so slow. Although the Z-Max one was pretty sought after, I guess. There was a lot of people that wanted that one.
Yeah.
It took me 6 or 7 minutes to check out.
Wow.
But I got through.
Okay.
They sold out in 12 minutes. I
missed the drop. However, someone who got one is sending me one that I can sharpen, test, use, do whatever, and then
Nice.
send it back.
Is
awesome.
I was gonna say.
Also, a Z-Max?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Gerald, if you didn't get a chance to try one, I was gonna send you mine.
Yeah, it will be here tomorrow, I believe.
Same for mine.
Okay.
For $50, it's
pretty
like
cool.
it's like what does it hurt, you know?
Right.
I was gonna get the
And does that come with a sheath or no? That's
No.
separate.
no sheath, no handles. I was gonna get scales for it because they sell them there on the website. They're like $45, like 3D Contour G10 handles.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, never mind. I was like, I'll just spend $50. I'll wrap it in paracord. It'll be good enough to test.
Yeah.
It'll
okay.
work.
That's cool.
Now, I have been able to use a mule with what I believe are those scales you get on the Spyderco website, and they are super thin.
Oh, really?
Mm.
They look thick.
Yeah, so it doesn't really add much handle to the
Oh, okay.
knife itself. Like I expected them to be a little bit thicker, and they were super thin.
What was the other
That's
company?
what she said.
Halpern Titanium, I think, sells scales for it too. You can get all sorts of different colors and materials and stuff, and they make sheaths for it too. Now,
That's
if,
cool.
if I'm
That's
gonna
cool.
do something, it's probably gonna be through them.
Yeah.
But I tried to remove that stuff from my cart because I had the scales in there at first, and I think that delayed me like 3 minutes because of how
Oh,
slow
wow.
the website was.
Right.
But
It's not that hard to beef up your website before you're going to do a drop. I mean, that's, it's not that hard. If the companies just think about that stuff ahead of time.
yeah, it's
But,
cool
yeah.
that they're bringing that program back. I think they did Spy 27 already, S45 Vienna. I'm not sure if it's dropped or if it's still coming,
Mm.
and now ZMAX since they've re-released the mules.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Be interesting to hear how that works out.
that'll be fun to play around with and not feel too bad about trashing for $50.
Well, exactly.
I did get a new Spyderco myself. I got a Spidey Chef.
What do you think of that?
It's a cool knife. It's got a really kind of unique sound. It's brand new. It's kind of stiff, like it, the action wise. But I'm sure it'll break in just like my Bowie did.
Yeah.
And then I got it in the blue, from Knife Joy to
Yeah.
match the Bowie. So it's kind of cool. I've handled them in the past before, and I liked them. I just, I'm still analyzing the knife, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the that knife is one I like and don't like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't quite
Yeah.
tell you what it is. Like I can't pinpoint what I like and what I don't like, but
I like the
don't know.
blade shape. I like the blade shape, and I like the the tip.
Mm-hmm.
I like the blade shape and the design of that. I like the fact that the handles are all titanium, and then I like the color, and I like the hardware. But there's something I don't know. There's something I'm still thinking about. Still something there that I'm not 100% yet. I'm still
Mhm.
trying to figure out what that is. But I've only carried it twice, so far I like it.
What are they up to price wise? Like $225.
Well, this one, no, is I think the Knife Joy one's like $245, and then you got tax and shipping, right?
Oh yeah.
So, but then Chris
Yeah, I
gave me a
think you-
coupon, so
I
that's
think
all right.
even the standard one though is like $235, I want to say, or something like
I
that.
remember when those were like
Yeah, they're not much
$212.
different.
They used
Yeah,
to be
they
like,
were back in the day.
yeah.
They were cheaper back in the day, but now they, like all the other Spydercos, they kind of gone up. So, and then I bought a chopper from Red Horse Knife Works.
I saw that. Yeah, you sent that picture.
Yeah, it's actually in the mail on its way to Dirk right now. Yeah.
That's a bad.
Yeah, I'm
saw
excited
that.
to check that one out because you say you like it better than the Hellraiser, so I'm really kind of excited to check it out.
I actually like it considerably more than the Hellraiser, and I was very excited about the Hellraiser. So that'll tell you something. I saw that
Okay.
the one that Kyle sent you is just like mine, but not. He's got holes in his. I don't have the holes in mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I like the production one better so far.
Yeah,
than the mid-tech.
I told you that it's heavy, it's clunky.
It's just the action is not as good. The pocket clip, I'm not gonna say sucks, but it isn't good. It looks ugly,
it's ugly.
And like that much of the knife sticks out of your pocket.
Right.
Now I don't need a deep carry clip where only that much sticks out. I don't understand the need for that either. But
kind of like this,
literally one. That would be fine. But
right?
like 3 times that much or more of the Hellraiser sticks out of your pocket. It looks like about an inch. Yeah. And that's just too much.
Yeah, so, I noticed that too. So I'm gonna talk to Ed about that because I know he makes different style clips. So I don't know if maybe somehow he can do it.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to him about that on a custom. You know, I want to do a custom. And I want to make sure that the clip is not like
custom clips don't look like that. The custom clips are 3D machine.
They're 3D milled clips, so I think it's going to be better and fine. But a couple things I just want to make sure. And then I'm going to end up having to buy a mid-tech anyway, so that I can have all 3 versions. I mean, that's just going to be the reality because I'm done like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3D clips, did you guys see Chris Reeves' new clip, the Proto?
No.
Yeah, don't like it.
No, didn't see it.
3D printed titanium. Not
3D printed?
Not milled, 3D printed.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think
I didn't know they could print.
I didn't know you could 3D print titanium.
He did it. He talked about it in a video with Blade HQ, I think.
Oh.
I'm not sure how it would work functionally, but it's kind of neat that they're 3D printing titanium or looking into it.
Wow.
Kind of different.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's different for sure.
We'll see.
I would imagine that stuff would be like airy and fluffy titanium, like really lightweight and really flimsy is what I would picture.
It looked kind of. I mean, that would work well for a clip, though.
Well, you know, everybody like bangs their knife in their pocket and snaps clips all the time.
Titanium doesn't really snap that easy.
Yeah, but if it's all airy like that, then maybe I don't know. I have to talk to I have a friend who owns a 3D printing company, and makes I don't know. He's got $30,000-$40,000 printers, and I'm gonna have to ask him about that because it's weird. To print titanium.
Paul says 3D printing anything isn't real strong. Think of it like pressed spaghetti.
See?
Kind of. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, it's great for small parts and bits and pieces and stuff, but...
You know what? Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
But I wonder if...
Titanium printing, I don't know. I don't know.
I wonder if 3D printing metal is going to be different than 3D printing a plastic filament.
You know what I mean? But maybe not. But
like, I don't know.
But if you're... It's just like saying casting and forging, right? Forging, you press it together, right? So it's more dense. Casting, you just pour it in a mold, it's less dense.
Yeah, so
I would imagine 3D printing would be less dense, if not even less than casting, right? Because at least casting still kind of gets forged with heat in some respect. But like, you're 3D printing, I don't know.
I forgot that Paul does a lot of 3D printing.
Oh, yeah, it kind of sounds like he knows what he's talking about in the comments. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting concept.
That's neat.
It'll be cool if it works out. When they zoomed in on the video, it did look kind of crude, but it is a prototype. I guess the only one they have is on Tim's knife.
Okay.
So the shape looks good. The overall aesthetics of it look pretty nice, but we'll see how.
Does it look different?
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Interesting.
It said that they followed like the little lip or the clip like right there.
Yeah.
They said they followed that of the normal like spring clip, but then made it in the 3D printed design, so it should work and function like a normal spring clip, but have the aesthetics of a milled clip.
Dude, look, honestly, if there's anything that they could not
I'm like thinking real
on
hard
their
about
knife, it's that clip.
What was that?
If there's anything they shouldn't change on their line of knives, it's the clip. It looks good. It functions great. It's a really good clip.
But what if they just
I'm not going to argue with you there.
What if they have it as a separate option like they did the Hawk clip for a while if you wanted it?
I mean, if that's
That
what
hot
you want to
clip
do,
was cool.
it's not something I would ever order. I find their clips to work well and be comfortable when you're using the knife.
I still think they have one of
Yeah.
the best pocket clips in the game.
You know, if you go adding any bulk to that, you're taking away how comfortable that clip is the way it is when you use it.
If you
Yeah.
see my last video I did was on the large Sebenza 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about the pocket clip. But what's funny is both of my 21s, my small and my large, have the pocket clips replaced aftermarket.
With millet clips, right?
One's a millet clip and one's the Rips Garage.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see if anything comes out of that, though. I just thought that was interesting that's something they're
But
playing
there
around
is-
with.
But there's nothing wrong with the factory clip. I actually mentioned that in my video too. The factory clip is actually more functional, and it's a good clip. Like especially with that little bend right in the center, it makes it really easy to adjust.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great clip.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're changing. I mean, maybe they're just I don't know. Maybe they're going to offer it as an option to keep some of the business because they know so many people are ordering Millet, Lynch, other clips
Yeah.
for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I mean, everybody just wants to change stuff, maybe. So maybe they're trying to come out with an option that would keep you in-house.
You should watch the Blade HQ interview, because
I'll check that one out to see.
Tim said it's kind of like difficult, and they're still figuring things out on that front, and they may or may not adopt it depending on how it goes.
Yeah, and I agree with Paul's comments in the comments about it seems like 3D printing would be more effort and work than just 3D milling.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I agree.
I mean, because everybody's done 3D milling forever. Like, there's nothing to invent or rethink. You just mill it out and be done. I think that would just make more sense.
Yeah.
But unless they're trying to be innovative or something, like I guess, but I don't see the need. It's a perfectly functional, awesome clip as it is.
Unless this
Why?
makes it way cheaper
Hey.
for them. You know what I mean? Cut down
How
on-
could a 3D printed clip be cheaper than the spring clip they got today?
No, I mean like
There's
instead
no
of
way.
instead
Well,
of
they
instead of
wouldn't
milling,
be. They wouldn't be.
Printing
It
might be
wouldn't-
cheaper than milling.
it could be.
Well, they wouldn't be testing it if there was no
Benefits and
Yeah.
benefit from it.
cost, effects and things like that. And yeah, like Naf says, maybe it is. It's less waste to print it than to mill it. I don't know. I'm not a manufacturing person, so I wouldn't know these things. But just
That would make sense.
weird.
actually.
Yeah, maybe it's just less waste.
That would add up to a lot over time if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they waste a lot. Like with all the grinding. I
Then
mean,
it
if they
wouldn't
could
be.
do it
But
easier.
you're still not getting the same. I still would think you're not getting the same strong steel or titanium or whatever it may be when you're 3D printing it.
My gut would tell me the same thing, but again, I don't really know.
Like if you said, "Hey, or here's your 3D printed Sebenza for $250, and here's your regular Sebenza for $450," I'll just go buy the regular Sebenza.
Maybe.
I think this is something
No,
though
for
that,
sure.
that everybody says.
No, there's no maybe. I would for sure go buy the real Sebenza.
I think this is something
Be
that
like a
everybody
3D
says
printed.
with new technology though, is that every time new technology comes out, somebody's like, "Well, it can't be better than the way that we're already doing it."
But if it's
And then it
not
turns out to be
broken,
way better.
why fix it?
That's just progress, and that's just I think that's just life. We don't know what we don't know. We think everything's great now until somebody comes up with a better way to do
Yeah.
something, and it's just as strong, just as functional, and it costs half the price. It costs 20% less, and it has 50% less waste.
Well,
So overall, it's just better. I don't know.
I mean, think of it this way,
I'm all
Alex.
for it.
Faxing documents was a great way to get documents to people, but I'd much rather email than fax.
When's the last time we ever faxed anything?
I faxed something last week.
Other than like,
Did you legit fax something last week? Come on now.
Yeah,
Don't even lie.
I did for
Well,
work
yeah.
for an extended warranty. I faxed paperwork.
Are you the guy who's always calling me about my extended warranty?
No.
And somebody said yes. Somebody actually said yes, and you had to have them fax you their signature. What?
No, I'm the guy that when your truck's broken or your car, that you bring it to the dealer, and I'm the one that has to scream at your extended warranty to pay your bill. That's the guy I am. So I gotta fax stuff in because half of them don't do email and half of them do email. It's just, nature. Of my job.
Wow. Now there is still a lot of faxing in the medical industry.
Yeah, I think in business in general, there's still some faxing going on.
I don't know about business in general. My work, I don't know that we have any fax machine and we're a global company, so I don't know that there's any faxing going on with my company. But in the medical industry, because I have a buddy who is in the medical industry, and he's got 50 fax machines in his office, in his building, just because so much of that is HIPAA and it's more secure to fax than it is to email, and all that stuff, patient privacy and whatnot. So in the medical field, yes, they still do a lot of faxing.
We do a decent amount of faxing at the store.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do it. We do it. Warranty companies, we do it a lot.
Yeah, to outside companies, we do a lot of faxing.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Dude, look, with everything going on with Social Security offices being closed, my wife needed a document. They would fax it, and that was it. So we had to go to a Staples and call and say, yeah, we're at Staples, fax it here.
Huh.
Wow,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I thought I had a
Still
good
a
point, but
thing.
maybe not.
All right, well, there you go.
And laser discs don't exist anymore. Tom's like, what's a laser disc?
I have no idea what
Tom probably says,
You really don't know what a laser
doesn't
disc
know,
is.
does he?
I have no fucking clue. I know what a VHS tape is.
All right,
It came between the VHS. So there was VHS and Beta and VHS 1. And then there was DVD and Laserdisc and DVD 1, basically.
Interesting.
And Laserdiscs were big. They were like record songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what a record is either.
I do. I know what a record is.
Okay, a regular record, like 12-inch
Yeah.
or whatever that was. Laserdisc was big like a record.
Huh.
And they thought that was going to be better than the DVD. And, DVD won. And then Blu-ray came out, and that won. And then streaming came out, and I don't even have a DVD player.
I
or
was
anything
going to say, man, I totally
streaming.
get Blu-ray because you can just get everything online.
Yep.
So
I never got a Blu-ray. I had DVD. I
Nope.
never bought a Blu-ray. And now I bought a new TV, and my DVD player was so old it didn't plug in. It didn't have the right connections. It didn't have HDMI coming out of the back of my Blu-ray, my DVD. So now I have nothing, and I just have Netflix and Hulu and all the streaming things.
Well,
That's mostly what I'm on too.
you learn something new every
I think
day
Paul's
here
right,
on the
yes.
on the Sharp Talk podcast.
Paul's fun fact in the comments, absolutely, and that's along that same line. Paul, is why cell phone screens have gotten bigger.
Interesting.
Because we were trending all small, flip phones, super micro screens, and all that.
Because all those people
now we got bigger
that
screens on
had
the phone.
that idea started going blind. Now they need a bigger screen so they can see better.
I got a bigger phone with a bigger screen this last time because 3 years ago I got
See?
I've been sitting in front of a computer for 15, 18 years now. I needed reading glasses and a bigger phone.
Jitterbug was really ahead of its time.
I'm getting there too, actually, where I'm going to start needing glasses. Like, I can see, but I can feel my strain,
Yep. I started with just the reading glasses at the grocery store, like a +1 or whatever. And then I finally just 6 or 9 months ago went and got a real eye test, and they gave me a real prescription, and I bought real glasses.
Nice.
So it helps a lot. Without my glasses, I can't read my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I have to have somebody else hold it way over there.
Gotta get you some contacts.
I don't know if I could ever put anything in my eye.
It's not bad. That's why I wear contacts. It's not bad.
I don't know.
It's not like you're actually touching your eye. There's a little piece of plastic between your eye and your finger,
Well,
yeah, but
it's
then
easy
that
for
little
you to say
plastic
is
thing
'cause
has
you
to
have.
suck onto your eye.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And one of my ex-girlfriends wore glasses. When she take it out, it kind of goes shunk. I was like, oh, it was just weird.
You don't really feel it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's easy for Tom too because he's got these tiny little microscopic fingers.
You're
so
right.
You can just get it in there really easy.
You're right. I'm not trying to like shove a sausage with a contact on the end of it under my eye.
Man, yeah,
Right.
I would love to see what a contact looks like on your finger. It looks like gigantic.
It looks like a satellite dish.
It looks like a frisbee.
Looks like a salad dish.
Oh boy! All right, well we've gone way down the rabbit hole
We
now,
have,
and
we
now
have.
Sergeant's blind in one eye. Dang,
Yes.
that's
Uh,
why him and I can't see eye to eye on anything, I guess.
Just one side.
Yes.
I don't-
Wah, wah, wah.
Just one side.
Yeah,
Wait, where's my soundbite?
No.
it's too late
All
now.
right,
It's already passed. but-
Let's end it before Alex can get to his phone.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Well, it was good, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Another episode in the books. Hopefully we'll be back for, let's see, what day would that be?
I think in 2 or 3 weeks.
July 4th, so it won't be on that day more than likely because we'll all be with our
No.
families.
Yes.
Yep, I'm gonna be out of town that week myself.
Dude, how many episodes have we done now?
This was 42.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we're still going. It's great.
So it'll be the 11th. Will be the next day there.
Okay.
We'll be back.
So we will be back on the 11th, and we will most definitely have a guest this time. So come and join us for that, and it should be a lot of fun.
Don't forget about the Urban EDC supply link in the description of this or any of the audio podcasts. Anything?
Check those guys out.
Anyone else have anything to say before we wrap this thing up?
Nope. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for
Absolutely.
listening. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next month.